welcome to my introductory video on Baron de Holbach. Today I'll be going over his biography, his main beliefs, especially on atheism, and then his relations with Voltaire. So to start off, Baron de Holbach was present in 1700s France along with many other philosophers. But most importantly is his salon. He acquired the salon using the funds of his inheritance from the passing of his uncle and his father. He used it to host impressive dinner parties with only intellectual men being invited. But these parties created a secluded environment where people could talk about whatever they wanted with one another without fear of being persecuted by the church or the government. And the salon's survival led to it becoming an important source of political critique and radical ideas in Parisian society outside of the exclusive aristocracy. They were so famous that famous guests such as Diderot, Rousseau, Benjamin Franklin, Hume, and Adam Smith were there. Moving on to his main beliefs: materialism, determinism, and reason-based morality. With materialism, he believed that the world is made up of matter in motion and causes and effects. With determinism, he builds upon his materialism beliefs that these causes and effects just create a long chain of human action, and that whatever we think are decisions are just external factors and the culmination of our desires. What I think is cool is his reason-based morality view that when people are on their way to pursue happiness, that path is of self-preservation. This equates to individuals having an awareness of their self-interest, and that when people act according to this, then they would be moral, and that it's ignorance that clouds the mind from self-awareness, leading to immorality. That's why de Holbach believes that things such as Christianity, having complete faith in God, prevents someone from having that self-awareness, causing immorality once again. So de Holbach is often accredited with being the father of modern atheism, and he explains his atheism beliefs in his three main and most popular books: System of Nature, Esse Homo, and The Good Sense. In the System of Nature, he explains his cause and effect worldview, and that just because such things are made of order doesn't mean that a God should be explaining this phenomenon, that we should wait until we have actual technology or information to explain it. I'll use the quote he has here that theology, after all, has seldom done more than personify this eternal series of motion, the principle of mobility inherent to matter. It has clothed this principle with human qualities by which it has rendered it unintelligible. Now in Esse Homo, he reads the Bible very closely, and instead of viewing it through a mind of a Christian, he views it in a more rational light and tries to explain that all of the miracles that Jesus is attributed to having done are actually done by, or actually viewed by, eyewitnesses who were drunk, meaning that they were uncredible to creating this persona that Jesus is a miracle worker and the Son of Christ, God. And in The Good Sense, it's more of a simplification of the System of Nature, but goes to attack organized religion, that they capitalize on ignorant people and maintain their ignorance by filling their minds with these false beliefs of a God. Moving on to Voltaire. Now, just to recap, Voltaire believed that there was a God to create order, but he wasn't a Christian because he thought that if God were good, then he would act and stop bad things from happening, in reference to the Lisbon earthquake. What's interesting between Voltaire and de Holbach is that they agreed that the existence of God depended on observation of the world, but where they diverged is the cause for nature's order. Voltaire believed that evidence of God can be seen through nature, but Voltaire believed that just because we perceive the world as orderly does not mean that nature in itself has that characteristic, or meaning that there is God within nature. This goes into their relationship because Voltaire hated de Holbach's ideas and didn't want to be associated with him at all. As Voltaire got older, he was scared about the future of the Enlightenment movement, actually, that was being left in the hands of an unruly atheist. Voltaire wrote to de Holbach that since he cannot prove that materialism is correct, then he has no grounds to say that God isn't real. But in doing so, Voltaire realized that he could not truly explain the existence of God either, meaning that neither of them could be 100% right in their beliefs. So in conclusion, de Holbach is kind of funny. A lot of his works I didn't discuss in this video, but he is so blunt that you can believe that in the 1700s it caused quite the uproar.